Hey, this is the carpet guy. As you can see back behind me, I am standing, it's about, is it the 1st of February? It's either the 1st or the 2nd. Actually, today is February 1st, 2011. We're going to talk about the importance of dry vacuuming. Now, you may have seen my one video where I was showing you my coastal video. We were talking about the pile lifter. Well, I just had that thing out. I'm dealing with an incredible problem that I've actually, well, I've seen kind of similar stuff to it, but not really this severe. So step right in here and let me show you what we got going on here. You can see laying here, I have a rug, and I have said rug laying upside down. You can see the face of it. You know, it actually doesn't look too bad. I've actually already cleaned this. But while I was in the process of cleaning this, after I had already aggressively vacuumed it like I normally would, I started working on it, and every time I put my vacuum tool with it with some water mixed, you know, with some water in it and extracting it, it just started to turn to absolute, you know, I was getting these it was mud. Here's what I've discovered. Now, I don't know the history of this rug, but here's what I found. I'll dump this in a bag for you here in just a second. Ah, there's my bag. So far, in about the last half an hour or so, this is what I've vacuumed out of that rug. This amount of sand. There's a little bit of carpet fiber in there, but I mean basically this is just a really fine, very, very ultra fine powdery sand. Now, a question that people ask me very often, that's where I'm going to take this one, how often do I vacuum my carpet? Well, here's the deal. It's going to depend a lot on where you live. Obviously down here in Florida, because there's sand everywhere, vacuuming your carpet realistically once a day is not overkill. I've had people tell me, usually older people, that, you know, if you vacuum your carpet too often, you're going to ruin it. Well, here's the deal. That beater bar on your vacuum is obviously a little bit aggressive, but think about the amount of, this is basically like a fine grit sandpaper. What happens in your carpet is the body oils and, you know, just the cooking vapors and stuff float around your house. They end up falling and laying down on your carpet, and then this combines with it and create, you know, so that those oily soils create a binder, so to speak, and that lets these really fine soils build up on the surfaces, and these just scratch the living crap out of the fibers of your carpet. Thus, that's actually what a traffic lane is. The traffic patterns are where the fibers are scuffed and scratched to the point that even if you get all the dirt out of that, it still kind of has that worn appearance. And since we're actually sitting here with a car, I'll use this, and this car doesn't have it because it's a fancy one. But a lot of times if you notice around the edges of your door locks, you know, the paint that's all on there kind of looks dull and dingy, and if you look at it real close, it's all scratched up. Now, obviously this one isn't, but you know, you're putting your keys in there, and the keys are flopping around and catching on the car, and you're catching your edges of your fingers, or if you're in a cold environment like we're from, you know, you've got gloves on, and that paint gets scuffed and scratched. Now, again, with a car, you can sand that all out and put some clear coat over top of that and make it all nice and shiny and smooth. But once those carpet fibers get, you know, scuffed and scratched to the point that they're no longer, you know, there's no way to restore those. Even if you do clean them completely, you know, you're never going to remove those scratches. So, dry vacuuming is incredibly important. You cannot vacuum your carpet too often. If you vacuumed it fully and completely twice a day, that would not hurt your carpet whatsoever. And again, you can see in this severe example of just how much, I mean, you can see this rug. This rug is maybe 3 foot in diameter, and that's how much dirt I've gotten out of it just so far. Now, I've already vacuumed this and cleaned it. I mean, Lord knows how much I've already pulled out of it. I'm actually, I mean, you can actually maybe be able to see this in the video. I'm using a paint. I'm kind of using this as my beater bar, and I'm sure you can see all that dust and dirt. Flip this over and see if it's doing what it's been doing. Oh yeah, you can see I got a nice little outline of a G right there for giraffe, and I got a little outline of the giraffe right there. I mean, that's the amount of sand. You can see this. That's the amount of sand that's coming out of this carpet. Now, I'm suspecting that this thing was outside at some point in its life. And again, this is a severe example, but it just shows you the fine little gritty soils that get down on your carpet that you want to vacuum as often as you possibly can. Again, there is no too much. You cannot vacuum your carpet too much. And also, we'll go into which carpet cleaner or which vacuum cleaner is the best to buy. My personal opinion on the vacuum cleaner that's the best one to buy is the one that you'll actually turn the switch to the on position and then do this with it, with your arm. So whatever model that it is that you like the best, and everybody always laughs when I say it, I mean, again, there are certain vacuums that are superior to others, you know, as far as their vacuum ability and all the things that they do. But the biggest key is to get one you like. I have many people who have many of the most popular brands of vacuum cleaners, and I'm not going to name any names so I don't get sued, but you know, the big ones that you see all the time in the advertorials, and some people love them and some people hate them. So before you buy a vacuum, you know, make sure you like it. I personally like small, light vacuums. They are not as powerful as some of the bigger ones, but if you're going to run it more often, a small, inexpensive, light vacuum is going to work a lot better for you than the big, fancy one that you never want to run. So I'd rather see a lesser powerful vacuum run, you know, twice a week over the carpet or 3 times a week than the big, powerful one that you only do once every other week. And so there's kind of a little bit of a tip on vacuum cleaners. The best vacuum cleaner is the one that's in the on position with the arm doing one of these. That's the best vacuum cleaner you can buy. And you cannot vacuum your carpet too much. Thanks for visiting us here on YouTube. I love doing these for you. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you remember, when you get done, if the kids aren't in bed and it's not the middle of the night, go run that vacuum.